welcome to TTV. 2015 has been a great year, but 2016 will be better. What do we have planned for today, Jake?
Well, for all those that are interested in lacrosse, we have Joe Brown, one of the organizers with lacrosse. Let's take a look at that.
I've been here for a few years teaching the Mohawk language program, and I've heard the kids talk about wanting a lacrosse team. And I never really could commit to doing that while I was only here for one period, but now that I'm here as a full-time staff member at Moira, I really felt the need to push that forward for the kids that were here, and especially the ones that were in grade 12 who've been wanting it for a few years. So I really just thought it would be awesome to make it happen for that group of kids and to carry it on. Box lacrosse is a more physical game, and it's played inside an arena. It's played during the summer months when the ice is out, and it's played 5-on-5 with one goalie, like a hockey, just like hockey. Whereas field lacrosse is played on a football field, 100 yards. The nets are a lot bigger. In box lacrosse, the nets are 4'6" by 4'6". In field lacrosse, they're 6 feet by 6 feet. There's a lot more players on the field. The rules are a lot different with midi runners and defensemen and attack and those things that don't exist in box lacrosse. I believe it has. Back in the 70s, there was lacrosse here at Moira. I have a couple of the old people in our community that talk about when Moira had a lacrosse team. I don't know that to be truth, but I know that they talk about it a long time ago it was here. We were allocated to play the Kawartha League in the Kawartha region, so we'll be playing up through Peterborough area with hopes to have some exhibition games with the Frontenac High School in Kingston and maybe Holy Cross. So I'm working with myself and Jim Doyle, and we'll be doing some stuff here at the community at the school. So we've started already doing some dryland training, and we've also started doing some stick handling skills and just getting them working on their cardio, because they have to run. This is a game of running, so they really have to have their cardio up. So we will continue throughout the course of the winter months to do cardio and getting them in conditioning for the actual season in the spring. All right, so far we have allocated $1,500 from some community fund that's in Tyndonega. We also have $4,000 set aside from the Roots to Roots program that used to run here at Moira. Ended in 2008. They had some surplus funds that the teacher decided to put into a lacrosse fund for us, and also through the Tyndonega Community Social Committee, they've donated $1,600 to put towards the equipment costs, which will be $6,780 for the equipment to suit up 20 players and 2 goalies. So right now, because it's so beautiful, we've been in the field using it up until right now in December. I don't imagine that's going to continue into January. However, when that takes place, we're looking at going to the dome at Loyalist College, and there's also a dome that I'm looking at in Westbrook down by Kingston that I would like to have the exhibition games take place in February or March, and inside the dome with the Kingston teams. All right, so I put it out, two signups, and after that 2 signups, we had 27 kids sign up for lacrosse. We've had probably about 15 committed right now that aren't involved in basketball or aren't involved in wrestling, who have been able to come out and do the dryland training and the stuff that we've been doing so far within the gym and out on the field. So in the new year, I'll push that. We'll have 100% commitment from the students who actually want to play lacrosse in the spring, so that we can have their conditioning up. Yeah, they're really excited about it. Most of the native kids that have signed up already play lacrosse. They play box lacrosse out of Kingston, Ontario. Myself, I'm a coach. I've been coaching at Kingston Lacrosse for a number of years with my own sons, who will be playing on the team here as well. They're super excited. They have a really good connection with the lacrosse, as it's a very cultural sport to the Mohawk people. So far we have from I've never touched a lacrosse stick before up until 18-year-old kids who've been playing lacrosse since they were 9 and 10 years old. So we have a really good level of kids who can really support each other and help the ones who have never played lacrosse to get them into the stick handling that they'll need to play in the competitively in the league. I think if you're interested in lacrosse, get yourself a lacrosse stick and just get yourself a lacrosse ball, an Indian rubber ball, and start working on your lacrosse skills, like cradling and holding a ball and picking a ball up and scooping a ball. Those sort of things are most important for a field lacrosse team to be able to. Possession in the game of lacrosse, to possess the ball is the #1 skill to have, and in order to maintain possession of the ball, you have to have stick handling skills to do that. No, right now it's a co-ed team, and it's a varsity team from grade 9 through 12. As a first-year team, we opened it for everybody to play, and currently we have 4 girls who have signed up to play, and the backup goalie will actually be a girl as well. So some of the students, all of the students who've played here have played in Kingston Lacrosse, and they've played on competitive teams. So that's the Zone 5 for the Ontario Lacrosse Association, which puts them into Ottawa, Cornwall, to Montreal, to Ganawage. So they've played in that area mainly, and then they play at the Ontario Provincial League, which provincial team. They can try out for that, or as Aboriginal students or the Mohawk students, they can try out for Team Iroquois. So my sons, I know, have tried out for Team Iroquois, and some of the other kids who are from our community have tried out for Team Iroquois. Not made the team, but made it through a few of the cuts, and so they've played on a pretty high level of lacrosse. So the back of my head, I have an idea of hosting a lacrosse festival and Moira being the host of that, and I have offering it at Marianne Sills. So it's still in the back of my head. I haven't really put any gears forward to make that happen. But in the new year, I will be pushing forward with that as maybe an invitational lacrosse tournament to let the other schools know that's happening. That we really want to be a part of it. I just really like to thank everybody who's financially supported us, everybody who's backing us. One thing I did forget to mention is the rental of the dome. We have another lady in the community who has a pot of money in Tyndonega who wants to help make the lacrosse team happen. So she's offered to pay for the dome rental whenever we want to use it from the pot of money that's in Tyndonega. So a lot of the money that we have, almost all of the money we have, has come from the Tyndonega Mohawk community, and as a team, we'll be doing a lot of fundraising in the new year to make this happen. I just want the team to really come together as a team and work together as a team to show all of the other schools that it's an awesome sport, that it's just as fun, if not more fun, than all of the rest of the sports that we offer at the high school level. One of the main goals is to keep the kids together throughout the course of the winter months and keep their excitement up, and then be competitive, be able to be a competitive team with within the Kawartha League, and go as far as we can.
Man, lacrosse was great. There's a bunch of great stuff in there. So Dustin, what do we have next?
Well, we have Mr. Mitchell talking about Genius for an Hour, which is a program that Destinations has produced for us. It's actually very interesting, but we'll let Mr. Mitchell talk a little bit more about that.
Okay, so Grade A Destinations is a program that is an enriched program for students throughout the area. So they come from the public board, Catholic board, as well as the private schools. So students apply to come to our program and try to get in an enriched kind of curriculum that can really allow them to flourish and be the individuals they are. A student who has excellent learning skills is really open to new ideas and taking risks and being a leader in this community, as well as strong work ethic, as there's also an increased workload with the program. Genius Hour comes from actually Google. So Google allowed its employees to spend 20% of their 20% of a day of their workday working on new concepts that possibly could be used for Google. And so things like Gmail came out of that. And now across kind of the ministry, teachers are adapting this and using this Genius Hour. So it's an hour a week where students can inquire and learn about something that they're really interested in and take that further. In this case, we took quite a while developing our questions and talking about research skills in terms of finding valuable sources, credible sources, in terms of extracting information and where to place that information, creating bibliographies. And then they had about 5 or 6 weeks where they would have their hour per week, and some students, of course, do some outside of school depending on how far they get into it. But so roughly a 10-week process it's been, and they're going to be presenting later this week. Yeah, there's quite a variety of topics. We have one student who is trying to recreate his own drone. So he flies drones outside of school, and he decided he wanted to try to make his own drone, and he's in the process of doing that. We have another student who is looking into how the world began, so going and evaluating the different theories and coming up with his own conclusion by the end of that. We have another student who thought, oh, maybe I could see how charities start up and I could send some soccer uniforms to Africa. So she's gone and set up a website and looked at how other charities are run and set up a PayPal account and is looking to get those jerseys to students in Africa when this is all said and done. So those are just a few examples, but there's quite a few that you could. the students are doing. Yeah, they've been exposed through the program already. These are grade 8 students. They've been exposed to a lot of technology through their grade 7 teacher as well. And then there's a lot who go outside of that. So some are using, they're creating videos that they're going to present that way. Some are using slideshows. Some are doing walkthroughs of the websites they've created. So there's a variety of techniques they're going to be using presenting this. To be resilient and reflective, a big part of this program is, and this project we're doing is having that kind of growth mindset that when you hit a roadblock, don't give up. Rely on your own skills that you've developed, as well as your peers and your teacher to help you out along the way. The students have been doing blogging as well, and that has been kind of a resource for them to reach out to their classmates for extra help and some advice and feedback, as well as for them to be reflective on their own process. And hopefully by the end of this, they see the value in those trials and tribulations and the successes they've gained through this project.
Well, that was very interesting. Keep going. That was very interesting. I learned a lot from that. So what do we have next, Jake?
Well, right before the New Year's started, we went around our school and we asked people what their New Year's resolutions was. We got a whole bunch of different responses, and they were very varied. Let's take a look at that.
Hello, Corey. What are some of your New Year's resolutions?
I think in the new year, I want to push up my grade average.
That's fantastic. Hello, Emily. What are some of your New Year's resolutions?
My New Year's resolution is to get on the honor roll for grade 11.
That's fantastic. Quentin, what is your New Year's resolution?
One of my New Year's resolutions is to do even better than I did this year in school so far, and just do that alone, and I'll get pretty far. Another one is to be even more physically active than I was before, because even though I was pretty active this year, I'm still pretty lazy, so I better get to work on that.
Mr. Lambert, what are some of your New Year's resolutions?
Well, I have many. I'm going to start with I would like a healthier diet. I don't want to have 4 Diet Cokes for breakfast anymore. I realize that could potentially be bad. Professionally, I'm going to try and actually like students. I don't really like them. So I think that's a big part of my New Year's resolutions. Marking, I'm actually going to mark, maybe. I don't know. Possibly. That's about it. That's about it. I mean, it's a small list because when you're as perfect as I am, there's really not that much to work on. So like students, and generally just like people. I don't really like people, so that's an issue I hear. So I'm going to work on that, and I'm hoping for big things in 2016. Thank you.
2015 has been a great year full of lots of memories. 2016 will be 10 times better. I could spend a whole show talking about it. What else do we have, Jake?
Well, if you just can't get enough of TTV, then you can check us out on Twitter at Trojan_TV. It'll link you to our YouTube, and you can take a look at everything Trojan TV.
Well, thank you guys for watching. This has been Dustin Wilson
And Jake McFarland.
signing off.